5 main concerns: health and wellness. It's clear that scientific research is at best inconclusive regarding whether living, working, or going to school near cell phone towers poses a risk for cancer or other health problems. And an American Cancer Society study cited on the Verizon Wireless webpage for this project says that at this time, there's very little evidence to support this idea, which is pretty vague on its face, but that same study continues to say that very few human studies have focused specifically on cellular phone towers and cancer risk. So if long-term exposure does in fact result in cancer, and additional research confirms that the link supported by the World Health Organizations, there will be hundreds of court cases. Right now in Ripon, California, parents are going against the school district right now because children have come up with rare forms of cancer that they claim occurred because long-term exposure to a cell phone tower placed at their school. And regardless of merit, if this would tie up money and time for the district, and if similar cases in Anne Arundel came up, basically, I would say the first kid that gets cancer might sue the board, the district, or look for recourse. Safety concerns: maintenance workers will be allowed 24 access to the facility and can drive in at any time with trucks, while the facility, I assume, will be fenced in. It's still on school property with site access to children playing and learning on a regular basis. Parents and teachers will have no way of knowing if these workers are safe to be around children. And additionally, many counties, including, as my friend mentioned, Montgomery County, classify cell phone towers as hazmat sites because of the chemicals and the batteries, the diesel fuel, and other operating materials. So essentially, we're putting a hazmat site on school grounds. Traffic patterns, I don't know if anyone's talked about that. Due to the school's location in small rural area, it has limited access. So people know that drop-offs and pick-offs at Shadyside Elementary are already congested and dangerous due for pedestrian traffic. So an increase in commercial vehicles would not be supported by the current infrastructure. Property value, again, fiscally speaking, in terms of revenue, which I believe is important to the board, this means a significant loss in property taxes for the state based on the number of homes that are potentially affected. And then again, transparency and a flawed communication process. The community has largely been uninformed. While legal requirements have technically been met, the school board sending a really small postcard shape in the summer notifying people, that everyone I've talked with has been relatively unaware that you are proposing to build this on school property. So I'm not a doctor, but I wonder why we would want to risk putting a tower right at school next to residential communities when there is even the slightest risk that there could be negative health or safety side effects. So I would urge the board to reconsider this application. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Site access, so that you know, since I was at the meeting, they will never basically be on the school grounds themselves. They are basically, the road that is on the right side is only their access. It will be fenced in, and they will never touch the grounds where the children are.
I understand that, but if you have been to the school, you understand that Snug Harbor is right by the playground, and to get to that site access on Idlewild Road, you're going to be seeing where the children play on an everyday basis, where they hold any type of their community little gatherings with their school. And so that's what I mean by site access. And this, parents and teachers, we don't background check Verizon employees, so that's a concern.
But there's no need for them, because the area where they go, yes, they go through the same road, they turn left, and then they access a fenced area.
I understand that. I'm just saying site access to seeing the children play with increased commercial traffic.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Is there anyone else who would like to address the board at this time? All right, we'll move on to consent items.